The media is saying the housing market is going to crash harder than it did in 2008. Jeff Weniger, the head of equities at Wisdom Tree Investments, recently posted a thread on Twitter called Housing is in Trouble, and it went a bit viral. So the thread concluded we'll see a housing crisis because of a decrease in home sales, decrease in the amount of new home construction, and affordability challenges that are similar to the levels we saw in 2005. Hi, friends and neighbors. This is Becky McCully. I'm a local realtor and resident of Charlotte. The media has portrayed the national real estate market as a huge crisis situation. So what's really going on with the Charlotte housing market? In the next few minutes, I'm going to share what I'm seeing as a Charlotte resident and professional realtor. But before we dig into all those juicy details, if you're a home buyer in today's market and you're trying to make the best decision, the most educated decision, you're going to need the most relevant and up-to-date stats. So text me the word data plus the area you're considering to 704-389-5075, and I will get that information straight over to you. If you're a home seller in today's marketplace, you might be wondering, is it still a good time to sell my house? Or what's my property even worth in this market? Those are great questions, and you're going to get answers to all of that and more if you text me the word data plus your address to 704-389-3613. Now, let's get back to the Charlotte housing market. Are we facing another housing crisis? And will it be worse than the Great Recession of 2008? There are two main reasons why we are not going to experience another crisis in residential real estate. The first is that housing is financed much differently than in the years leading up to the subprime mortgage collapse and resulting financial crisis. So we're not going to delve into the reasons for all of this. We're all aware of the housing bubble and that it was created from a combination of predatory lending practices, cheap debt, and some financial engineering. Today, there really isn't a market for subprime mortgages. The second reason we're not going to see a housing crisis is consumers have massively deleveraged themselves. Bloomberg News recently reported that Americans are equity rich, meaning owners had at least 50% equity in their homes. So the data also shows that 37% of all homes in the US don't have a mortgage. The home's completely paid for. So in addition to that, almost half of the mortgage properties were also considered equity rich because they had at least 50% equity in their home. So you can see that people have equity, and if they had to sell their house, they could and pay off the mortgage. So we're not going to necessarily see the same situation as 2008. Also, an interesting statistic is that the share of homes that were considered underwater, where the mortgage was 25% more than the property's estimated market value, that was at only 2.9% of homes across the entire country. So considering all of this national real estate data and speculation, what's interesting to me about the Charlotte housing activity in August is the median sales price, which is sort of the middle number if you just look at them all, and then the average sales price of all sales increased. Median increased from $395 to $400, and average increased from $495 to $504. Now, why are home prices increasing in Charlotte when the media is saying there's this massive cooling of the housing market? Well, first, real estate's very local. You may even hear other Charlotteans echoing some of the national media sentiments, but they are usually talking about the entire Charlotte MLS. And that includes all of Mecklenburg County and the surrounding 15 counties. So when you dilute the data with such a wide geography, it's inevitably going to bring the numbers down. So even within Charlotte, the data varies between zip codes and neighborhoods. So if you want to know about your specific property, schedule a consultation with me by clicking the calendar link below for a complimentary market analysis. Another reason that Charlotte home prices increased is Charlotte is growing and attracts a ton of people relocating here to our amazing city. Many of these people are looking for a home to purchase, regardless of interest rates, prices, and other factors that the national media is portraying. They are looking for a home. So Charlotte home prices continue to increase, even though the total number of home sales declined from 1,327 in July to $1,294 in August. Not a significant decline, but still a little bit of a decline. Now, the month's supply of inventory also decreased. It was 1.6 months in July, and now at the end of August, it was 1.3 months. So this tells us the pace of sales. This means it would take 1.3 months to sell all of the homes that are currently available, assuming no other home comes on the market. 1.3 months. That's pretty low. Still a very much a seller's market. So the list price to sales price ratio did drop. So we previously were seeing 101.1%, and now it is 98.7%, just between July and August. So that means home sellers were getting 1.1% more than the asking price of the home. And now sellers are getting about 1.3% less than the asking price. So as you can see from this, even though, average days on market did increase from 12 days to 17, people are paying slightly less than the asking price. Our total inventory is still selling quickly, and prices have never been higher. The average sales price and median sales price that we talked about, those increased by about 1 to 2% just between July and August. So the number of pending sales actually increased also. It was 1,237 in July and 1,417 in August. So the homes that go under contract in a month is what we consider a leading indicator of buyer demand. So this increase in the number of homes that went pending tells us that buyer demand is still strong and the market's not being flooded with more inventory. The total number of homes available for purchase, so what is our inventory, helps us to see where prices will go. And there were 2,279 homes available in July. That did decrease to 2,081 in August. So again, available supply of homes decreased, pending sales increased, and home prices increased. The market's not being flooded with more inventory and depreciation in home values, which is what the media would have you believe. So you're probably wondering about all the price reductions we're hearing about. We are starting to see some price reductions as sellers are getting a little bit more acclimated to the softening in the home price appreciation, and they're better able to price their homes. So right now there are 189 listings that reduced their price during the month of August. But we're not seeing significant fluctuations here. It is taking a few more days to sell a home, but the prices are still really strong, given that Charlotte has a really healthy buyer pool. So hopefully this information was helpful, and you can see that the media does more to terrify than it does to clarify. I'm personally looking forward to seeing what the Charlotte real estate activity shows us next month as we head into the fall season, when we typically see an uptick in real estate activity. So thanks for checking in on this month's Charlotte housing market. This data is for the city of Charlotte only. If you want the data for another city, a county, a zip code, or even a specific neighborhood, go ahead and click the calendar link below to schedule a market consultation with me, and I can share all of those details with you. I will see you guys next month.